What if my struggle to follow Jesus isn't about willpower, but about what I value most? This morning is Wednesday, June 1st, and it is the third day of Holy Week. And this morning we are going to be looking together at Matthew chapter 26, verses 6 through 16. So I want to read this for us. It says, "While Jesus was in Bethany at the house of Simon the leper, a woman approached him with an alabaster jar of very expensive perfume. She poured it on his head as he was reclining at the table. When the disciples saw it, they were indignant. 'Why this waste?' they asked. 'This might have been sold for a great deal and given to the poor.' Aware of this, Jesus said to them, 'Why are you bothering her? Why are you bothering this woman? She has done a noble thing for me. You always have the poor with you, but you do not always have me. By pouring this perfume on my body, she has prepared me for burial. Truly, I tell you, wherever this gospel is proclaimed in the whole world, what she has done will also be told in memory of her.' Then one of the 12, the man called Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests and said, 'What are you willing to give me if I hand him over to you?' So they weighed out 30 pieces of silver for him, and from that time he started looking for a good opportunity to betray him." It's on this day of Holy Week that I find myself asking the question, how could Judas be so close to Jesus and still betray him for 30 pieces of silver? We can speculate about his motives. Maybe his love of money finally won out. Maybe he became disillusioned by the fact that Jesus wasn't acting the way Judas thought he should act. Maybe Jesus wasn't bringing about the type of big changes Judas wanted to see. And this all led to a kind of unmet expectation. Whatever the motives were, Matthew records something right before Judas' betrayal that helps us see more clearly. As we read, a woman uses something incredibly valuable in an act of extravagant love towards Jesus. Judas, on the other hand, decides the cost of following Jesus has become too high to pay. Two responses, same Jesus. One sees him as worthy of everything. The other decides he's not worth the cost. And maybe that's the point. It's possible in that moment, Judas was confronted with what he truly valued, and instead of moving towards Jesus, he turned away. Here's the invitation for this morning. I want you to ask yourself, what is Jesus worth to you? Not in what you say, but in what you're willing to release or surrender. Is there something you're holding on to that you see, you sense Jesus is inviting you to lay down? Sit with that, honestly, and ask God to show you what it looks like to value Jesus above everything else.